In. There we go. I do apologize. I was being somewhat retarded there. I didn't add the goddamn camera. So if there's anyone watching this, and it appears there are 4 of you, now, if you follow me on Twitter or are part of that Twitter conversation group, I did post the link. Now, let me just check on this one if there are anyone in Twitter checking this out. As I'm sure you're all aware, today was a very big day for the Echo Live thing in the UK, which obviously I was not part of. And yeah, so there's no one joining me, it would appear. So anyway, if anyone wishes to join me, send me a message on this live stream and I will somehow get the link to you if you wish to converse with me. Yeah, so I'm watching on the other screen. So Tez is prompting Chris to join this, which would be phenomenal if he could. Appears that's not going to be the case because, and I quote, "Nah, mate, I'm fucked." So that's as definitive as it gets. And I should also add, I am equally in such a state. Oh, we got some comments. So here we go. We got Chris Jones, who's saying, "Hey, Smuggler's Canyon, hope you're well, Dean." I am very good right now, actually. We have Bjorn Jorgensen. Well, this is a treat. Well, it's, oh my God. Okay, one more to go. We got RGD SWAT. Hi, Dean. Hi there. And you need to move to Rumble because YouTube sucks so much. I don't know what Rumble is, but anyway, this is of great interest. Sal, thank you so much. That is so generous. I really wish I could. I was just thinking about reaching out yesterday, but I'm on my way to the store. There's always next time, and there will be a next time. So thank you so much. That is so generous. And RDGSW, which I'm presuming is Star Wars. What? Rob here from South Carolina. Well, thank you for joining us. Anthony, awesome to see you here. Wow, holy shit, there's 24 people watching. And this was just completely off the cuff because I was given 2 tasks today. And that was to prepare my infamous Thai Mugung burger, which is a pork and shrimp burger, because my wife is holding a barbecue tomorrow. And for whatever reason, the Thai people love my Thai burger. So I was making that burger. The other assignment was to buy the beer for tomorrow, which I did, but sadly I've been drinking it. So this is why we're doing this live stream. So yes, so Anthony, thank you for joining us. If you want to join me on this, let me know and I will send you an email with the link. There's Brendan. Hi, oh, awesome. Good to see you, Brendan. Holy shit, Keith Knight. Good to see you as well. Chris Jones, love the content. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Are you still in Seroquel? No, I am not. And I get, honestly, my most popular videos, and I don't know if popular is the right word, but I am someone who has suffered up here and was put on medications that well and truly fucked me up, for want of a better expression. But I managed to quit that stuff cold turkey back in October of 2018. And here I am, still alive. So no, I am not still on Seroquel, thankfully. Bjorn is saying howdy to Mr. Knight. I've lost my spot, which always happens. There's Keith. All right, Keith. Good to see you here. We got Chris Jones, South Dakota. And we have Tez. My wife says no stream for Tez. Well, maybe you can't stream, but you can still watch, and that's the main thing. Keith is reaching out to Brendan, which is awesome. Hello from Texas. That burger sounds wonderful. Actually, I shouldn't be doing this because I was cutting these Thai bird chilies. So basically, the burger, so here's the whole story. And I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I guess you came here for toys, but I'm going to give you the whole background of my cooking thing. So when I was in Thailand, I quickly realized they love pork and they love shrimp and they love spices and garlic and all sorts. So I began to put together a recipe for a Thai burger. So basically, it involves having red onion, garlic, Thai bird chili, pork, shrimp, basil, soy sauce, lime juice, and salt and pepper. And for whatever reason, the Thai people love this burger. So I was assigned the task of making that burger. However, I will stress, when you are cutting Thai bird chili, the oil gets into your hands. And if you touch your eyes, you will go blind. And if you sneak off to have a wank, you will damage your member. So all I'm saying is, when you're cutting Thai chilies, be very careful. So that was from Stephen. Next up, oh my God, I'm losing the plot again. Fuck me, there's 40 people watching this. This was like so impromptu. So, okay, I think I'm back on track here. Brendan, my man, the usual suspects are here. Yes, they are. And this is just fantastic. 80 Star Wars guy, good to see you. A very loyal subscriber. And I love the fact that you are a young guy who also loves vintage Star Wars. Lol, rated the beer for... Yes, I'm sorry I did. I'm going to have to go out tomorrow to buy more. But, you know, these things happen, I guess. You should do a cooking live stream for us. That's actually a good idea because, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but for whatever reason, I have accumulated a lot of good cooking skills over the years. So I'm what you would call, I guess, a Western chef. My wife is a Thai chef. So together we can create some pretty interesting stuff. So that would be good. And Anthony is saying hi to Tez. This is amazing about this whole Star Wars 80s thing whereby Anthony in Tennessee is saying hi to Tez in England. Fantastic. Reynolds, look, what's up, Luke? It's late. I had to jump on with the prospect of a well-oiled Yeah, I am well-oiled, but I think I'm in good form. I think I'm doing okay. My initials, SW Star Wars, the Star Wars Wheel of Time. Very cool. Oh, Rick. Good to see you, Rick. Again, if anyone has watched my old videos, Rick has been so generous. And when I normally do a live stream from over there, which is the nice spot, I have my beautiful R2D2 and C3PO on display. And here's Keith. I'm a Cockney boy, now living in Worcestershire, UK. So Worcestershire is a problem for a lot of Americans because the whole Lee and Perrins sauce thing, they will call it Lee and Perrins, but we call it Worcester sauce, and they're like Worcestershire sauce. Like, sorry, it's not Worcestershire sauce; it's Worcester sauce. And I see you here from Anthony. Oh, thank you so much. Cash for some more mask stuff. Thank you so much, Anthony. Anthony, if you don't know, is one of the most generous donators to this channel, and I thank him so much for that. And I've just gone and lost my spot again. Holy shit, this is so hard to keep control of. And this is why people like Tony have people in the background doing this for him, because it's so hard to keep track of this. I like those tofu triangles. I guess you're referring to Thai food. Tofu is, for me, it's acceptable. It's not something I would necessarily seek out. Grindhead Jim, what's up? What recipe did I walk into? Who knows? This could go in any direction. This is only going as long as the battery stays charged, because I didn't even plug the laptop in. Excuse me. Good day from Adelaide, Australia. Hope all is good. Adrian, all is very good. And as I said the past couple of weeks, when travel is again permitted and I can get to go to Thailand, we're going to go there for at least 3 months. So there will be hopefully a live stream with me, Tony, usual Mike, coming from that similar sort of time zone. Wow. I can't even read that right now. I got to be honest. I did say earlier that I did drink all the beer, and I really did. So this is Welto Scotty. Come on, the Hibs. Young Leaf team, #1. Awesome. Good to see you, man. Hi, Dean. Sounds like a gastro's dream. Yeah, it actually is, because as I was making this burger, I kept tasting it as I went along. And obviously the Thai people have more tolerance to spice than I do. And I was like, holy shit, this thing is spicy, but I needed to add more to make them happy. So, and my fingers are really stinking of chilies right now. So I will not be touching the member tonight. I can't even, this is, you know what? I'm going to grab my glasses. This is so embarrassing, but just give me 1 second. You know, old age has not been kind to me. This is Relerozek. Thank you for commenting. Hello, you should make a how-to on your burger. Sounds great. Yeah, you know what? I will do. Absolutely. Next up, this is Grindhead Jim. Dean, we keep telling you you're awesome, mate. Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And we have, oh, God damn it, Bromide 01 with a lot of chilies, and yeah, oh, it's exceptionally spicy. I can tolerate it, but it's getting to the point where it's no longer enjoyable. The Thai people love it, so that's for them. So Bjorn is saying, I'm making ribs for dinner. Yeah, I love ribs as well. Awesome. And Grindhead Jim again. A story in 3 acts. Yeah. Brendan, I'm glad this was impromptu, as I thought I'd missed setting up a reminder. My phone beeped and I hit a link and bam, I'm here on Cooking with Soundwave and Dean. Fantastic. And Sal, I opened a carded Captain Power figure on stream during Iconicon, and the weapon was broken inside the package. Moral of the story, it's okay to open vintage toys. We're toy collectors, not box collectors. Amen. Amen, brother. I was actually going to make a video today based on something that I was referred to yesterday. Apparently, some girl, believe it or not, posted on the, what's it called? The ICC, and what is that? The Imperial Commissary, whatever, asking if it's okay to open a vintage figure. And as you can imagine, the responses were just like shock and awe, like, oh my God, the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach. How could you ever open a vintage figure? So I was going to do a video based on my vintage openings. Sadly, the cooking took over, so I didn't get round to that, but I think I will get round to doing that. And again, I've just jumped the spot. This is just incredible. I thought there would be like 2 people watching this. This is Keith. I'm seriously thinking of changing my first name to Jedi. And Jim again, louder for the people in the back. So Grindhead Jim, this is to you directly. So I've seen in a number of live streams that you've referenced Napalm Death, and in particular, Shane Embury. So I was exposed to Napalm Death when back in 1989, I believe it was, the BBC ran for 5 nights a heavy metal special. And one of those specials was on Napalm Death. And this was back in the day when the vocalist, I think, was called Lee Dorian, who went on to front Cathedral. But Bill Steer was on guitar. Shane Embury was on bass. And I think the drummer was a Mick or a Mitch Harris, which I think causes confusion because I think either Mick or Mitch was the original, and then either Mick or Mitch took over, which is very weird. But I did purchase a Napalm Death tape back in 1989, so we have something in common aside from toys and Tony as well. So it's all good. Worcester sauce is the best. Now, here's the thing: Worcestershire sauce or Worcester sauce, what is the correct term? Here's Connor. Hey Dean, hey chat. So Suicide Squad is not a family movie. I would love to know why that's the case. It's about family, but not for families. Interesting. I bought an Anakin Skywalker last 17 and a Lego 1966 Batmobile. Well, I love 1966 Batman, so maybe I'll look into that Batmobile also. Speaking of Anakin, I cast a glow-in-the-dark Anakin from a last 17. So this one actually glows in the dark, made from resin. Bit of a tidbit for you there. Next up, we have hey, Keith Knight, lol, love it, Jedi Knight, of course. Salvator, I collect plastic, not cardboard. Of course, we all, like, who in their right mind would spend thousands on a cardboard box which has taped ends, which may or may not contain what you think you're buying? Like, I don't see the point in that. And as I've done with my recent mask acquisitions, the joy I get from opening these things is more than worth having this mint cardboard box on display. I just don't get that. Maybe it's just me. Yes, Worcester is the city, as Worcestershire is the county, and it's pronounced Worcester. Yeah, Worcester sauce. Connor says, Jim, yeah, it was funny. Agreed. When you do a pause in a video, say, we'll be right back, and then add 80s commercials. Yeah, I would love to do that. And Grindhead, what, embarrassed? I wear my glasses all the time. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. I've always had fantastic vision. Like, up until, I guess, 5 years ago? And then all of a sudden, it just went. I have real difficulty seeing fine print. I don't know what happened, but I know they say that too much of this can make you go blind, so maybe that's what's happened. You look good with the glasses. Well, thank you. I mean, these are like, I bought these in Walgreens, and yeah, I guess they're all right. Not the worst. Will, oh, hey, Will, what's up? Looking good, dude. Well, thank you. And what is that staff that came with Kenner's Admiral Akbar? That was like a pointer stick, wasn't it? Was that the sort of black beaded one, which some might say was possibly linked to the anal beads? That's not for me to say, but I think it was beaded, if I'm not mistaken, which is rather strange. And I've just jumped ahead. Holy shit! I can't keep up with this. I need to catch this one though. Monkey Boy Cloth Cat. Just a little thank you for the great cat. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Where was I? There we go. Hello, hey Scott, Keith again. Hey Sal. Hello Connor. What are your thoughts on all the retro toys coming back? I know my husband is rather jazzed about it. I'm all for it, providing they're done well. And I think so far the winner is Masters of the Universe Origins. Those are fantastic representations of 80s toys. The Star Wars Retro Collection, close but not quite, but very good though. So yeah, I think it's wonderful. It really is. Chris says, Sue, the true Salvator, so true. Open it up and play with it. Absolutely, of course. You have to play with toys. The ICC, you'll never find a hive of more scum and villainy. Oh, absolutely. Those guys are the worst of the worst. Keith, or Connor's saying to Keith, hello. Keith is recognizing Grindhead Jim. Sal, Vader, amen to that, my man. Of course. Hiya. So this was to the Dean team. Gotta go. Our deaf dog is barking like a maniac. Open your dang vintage toys. Live a little. Y'all, of course, absolutely. Just live, man. Later, Keith. Toys are supposed to be played with, otherwise would they be called toys? Well, that's exactly it. I've said that all along. Napalm Death and Mayhem get into a fist fight. Who's walking away alive? Oh, excuse me. Mayhem, I'm not familiar with. Are they one of these Scandinavian death metal bands? Possibly. The drummer in my old band was a big Napalm Death fan. So, Keith, what sort of music did your band play? I mean, was this guy doing like blast beats to covers of, 70s rock? That would be interesting. All things 80s. Yep. I know the BBC special you're talking about. Lee Dorian, yes, sir. Mick Harris was the drummer who left. Mitch Harris is the current guitarist. Okay, thank you. Now you can see my confusion. I mean, what were the chances that you would have a drummer called Mick Harris who leaves, and then you get a guitarist called Mitch Harris? Odds of that, what, 1,000 to 1? Who knows? Napalm Death's cover of Dead Kennedys, Too Drunk to Fuck, is awesome. Yeah, I've heard that. Actually, my exposure to Napalm Death was the song Scum and I think Deceiver, which I still remember quite fondly. Worcester sauce, bought some today for cooking, goes in all sauces. Yep. And actually, I was quite shocked to learn it was made from dead fish. But there you go. Keith Knight says, wow, that's pretty awesome, Dean. This is the thing about live streams. I don't know what you're referring to, but I will take it as a compliment. So this is going to Adrian Alexander. They did Nazi Punks F off, but I don't know that they did Too Drunk to Fuck. If you have a link, I would love it. Okay. Okay, here's an example of lunacy. Toy collectors are the only group that have idiots as members. I also buy knives, guns, and flashlights. People go crazy if you open some of these items. What the heck? I know. I mean, honestly, these products were made to be enjoyed. There is no reason whatsoever to keep them stuck up in these cardboard boxes. It just makes me so annoyed. And this is Grindhead Jim. Napalm walks away. Mayhem are a bunch of Nancys. Loving the stream and the channel. Following on from your Landspeeder video, my Power of the Force Landspeeder and TIE Fighter arrived from eBay today. Much cheaper option than tracking down the 70s and 80s versions. Yes, these are pretty much the same. I would say probably 90% the same as the originals, and actually, for the most part, better than the originals from the 70s, and much cheaper as well. So I highly endorse these Power of the Force 2 versions. When fishing, I always find my... Now, here's another question. When I grew up in the UK, it was called a fillet knife. However, over here in America, it's a fillet knife, which I think is very bizarre because fillet is obviously the French, and to my understanding, the Americans don't have a high opinion of the French. So why would they use the French pronunciation of fillet? But anyway, fillet steak. We always called it a fillet steak in Scotland. Really, I don't know what that's in reference to, and I've lost the spot again. Holy shit, this is too much. Am I really that far behind? This is just me like answering these comments. My bad. Napalm Death cover was Nazi punks. Fuck off. I've had a few beers too, mate. Well, haven't we all? Dean, have you seen the Mezco Batman 1966 Deluxe set? It's 3.75. Yeah, I have it on now. I have this on pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store. I'm still waiting to know where I can order the McFarlane stuff. Obviously, Big Bad have no jurisdiction over when things get released, but they keep changing the release date. But yes, I have that on pre-order. Yeah, absolutely. I love 1966 Batman. Ever listen to Soul Embraced? I've not heard of them. Brendan, I must be doing the devil's work. I carefully opened 2 carded Buck Rogers figures to put figures back together after O-ring failures. Wondered if loony Star Wars fans be the same if theirs had O-rings. Very good point. That's the thing. Because a Star Wars figure in the packet and a Star Wars figure loose, same thing. But if they had O-rings, would these losers still be crying if people opened the packets? Very good point. It's a trick question since most of Mayhem is dead. Now, okay, Sal, is Mayhem the band in Scandinavia that was burning down churches and, putting plots on each other to end each one's life or something? That rings a bell, but I'm not big up on my death metal, has to be said. Someone's laughing. Yep. We got Jim. No worries, mate. I got excited for a second to hear about a Napalm Death song I'd never heard. I'm a super fan and collect everything Napalm Death. Wow. So, Grindhead Jim, if you could comment further down, what's your opinion on Barney as a vocalist versus Lee Dorian? I'd love to know the difference. Speaking of Barney, I do love Volbeat, who of course had Barney Greenway sing on one of their songs, which name is escaping me right now, which is so embarrassing. It was a chick's name. Holy shit. We'll get to that later. Oh, you fucker, you got me. Just started wearing glasses. Lasted 48 years without it. It was screens and small print that did my... Yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing, because for the last, 2 decades probably now, we've been staring at these little screens, and it has to do some damage. And sadly, it's got me. What's your favorite sauce? Chip shop sauce from Scotland's chip shops. Also available in Tesco supermarkets under the guise of Gold Star chip sauce. That is the best sauce, without question. That's crazy. Can't say with certainty that I have, but the name sounds familiar. Soul Embraced, you say. So I guess that's more sort of grindcore metal bands. It's the 80s all over again, and I'm loving it. Me too. Absolutely. Hey, Mike, what's up? So right now, 6:30. That couldn't... No, I forgot we discussed this last time. So with Australia, I think the time zone does switch to whereby instead of being ahead, it starts stopping being ahead, if that makes sense. So right now, I know that in Thailand, it's 6:30 in the morning, and going across, it's maybe 8:30? Let's see. Connor is saying hey to Mike. Or buy 2, 1 to open and 1 to keep and sell later, perhaps. Yeah. there are only 2 toys I have that I'm not going to open, so I'd love to know what those are. This is coming from KR Nut 82. Hello, everyone. Hello. All of us musicians in our community should all collaborate on a song. That would be a good idea, actually. The trouble is we have such diverse tastes, it would be really hard to make it cohesive. And now, as it happens, this is a big announcement. So I did a video, I think it was earlier this week, where I listened to the current top 10 in the UK and compared it to the top 10 in the UK of 1984 of the same week in July. And what is currently top 10 right now is so offensive to my ears. I think I missed something here. Hang on. I got to go down. Shit. There we go. Analog toys. Tony, 6:30 a.m. here and 8:30 on the West Coast. Tony, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. And I'm glad to see you here. This was completely impromptu. If I can go back to where I was, and I forgot what I was saying. This is so bad. Excuse me. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, collaborations on a rock song or a metal song, or see, that's the problem. If I were to give a contribution, here we go. If I were to give a contribution to a song, mine would be very much one of 2 things in the style of 80s thrash or 80s Duran Duran style, which would not necessarily mix with your grindcore sound. But this is something that does intrigue me. I would be interested in doing that, though, absolutely. And Grindhead Jim agrees. So watch this space. There may well be an 80s toy influenced metal song coming your way soon, which would be fantastic. Toys are only worth as much as you can sell them for, open or closed. You know what? Don't even think about value. Think about enjoyment. They're meant to be enjoyed. They're not meant to be used as a tool for investment. That's just stupid. Haven't heard most recent releases, but For the Incomplete and This Is My Blood are heavy. I guess that's Napalm Death. Hey, Connor Fuller. We were a heavy rock band, Dean. We did a cover set and an original set. He was a fucking awesome drummer and everything that a bass player could want or need. Awesome. I live in Worcester County, just saying. So do you get annoyed when people say Worcester or Worcestershire? I know that I get annoyed by it. Toys are not an investment. They are fun. Buy Apple shares in Bitcoin. Trust me, you do far better on your return. Absolutely. I mean, people that buy toys with a view to making money are what's causing these problems with these damn prices. I wish my former bass player was so gracious. Oh, Michael, thank you for joining me. How dare you buy a car then drive it? You're putting mileage on a mint brand new car. Exactly, you know. I have a Worcester County Sheriff's Department patch in my collection. Yeah, I've heard about your collection. It looks fantastic. You bought them. You do what you want with them. Exactly. And that was, like I said, I was going to make this video today, but things got out of hand because of this stuff. And I'll maybe do it later next week. But the point I was going to make was that ultimately I could sum up the video in 5 seconds. These belong to me. I can open them now. Fuck off. That was going to be but I wanted to give some background as to why I had to open these toys. And in each case, I had a genuine reason for doing so. And these ICC folks can go screw themselves. Keith Knight is saying, where the engine room of every band, it's always been 100% vital to me to be locking with the drummer. Oh yeah, bass. Well, here's the thing though. Bass is the most important part of a band, because when you step away from a live show and you go to the restroom or you go to the bar, what's the one thing you hear? And that's the bass line, always. And for me, Duran Duran will always be one of my favorite bands. And John Taylor's bass lines are like songs within a song. And I will always respect the bass player. That's because the British International mispronounce all French words, which I love. Regarding the Bearded Geek Toy Review, Powder of the Force comment, early 90s Dark Knight line has some repaints of hard-to-find Superpowers collection vehicles. Very interesting. Yet another reason why you are a good one, a good un, as we say. Hey, George, good to see you. YouTubers seem to get the toys way before anyone else can. Well, that's certainly not the case with me. I am having a particularly hard time. And actually, maybe this could be like a big announcement for this live stream. But as I'm sure you all know, I'm currently stuck here in Brooklyn, New York, and as such, I have no access to any great toy stores. We do have a Target that's 2.5 miles away. I walked to it back in April. Not keen to do that again. I've been holding off, thinking we would get to travel again. And as soon as things open up, I'm going to travel straight to Thailand, as I've said many times. I know it sounds boring, but that's my passion. It's not looking like that's going to happen, so I may have to get another vehicle. I did have a vehicle which was a leased vehicle I gave up back in 2019. So I've been without a vehicle for over 2 years now. And if things don't change with regards to travel, I'm going to get a goddamn car and then go out within America to visit various toy stores and things. So that might make for some interesting videos and more new content. Chris Jones, some do, I'll concede that. I'm not sure what that refers to. Well, thanks. Would be great to have a jam one day, some beers. Oh, yeah, of course. Excuse me. Keith Knight's in. Cheers for the tip. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I have built a concept model of a Death Star prison cell playset. Dio. Now, is that Ronnie James? I'm not sure. Hello, George, mate. Yeah, of course. This is fantastic to see all these familiar names. All things 80. I think Barney is a far more versatile vocalist, but I cannot deny the impact of Lee's early stuff. I've met Barney on several occasions. Top man, that guy. Yeah, he seemed like a really cool dude. Really cool dude. And if I could just remember the name of that goddamned Volbeat song, I've got to look that up. It's on my music player. This is so embarrassing. Okay, give me 1 second to think of it before I look it up. I can hear Barney's screams and then Michael Poulsen's clean tone. Oh, geez. God damn it. I've got to look this up. That's so bad. Just go to, what's this? Music, artists, Volbeat, and it was on Evelyn. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, George. If you're from the east coast of Scotland, it's salt and sauce. Yeah, west coast, salt and vinegar. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the big divide in Scotland. So when I grew up, it was always salt and sauce, and on the West Coast and in the actually north and south was salt and vinegar. You know what? I like both, so I'm not too fussy. Sal is saying, yeah, that's correct. One member of Mayhem was burning down churches, and then another ended their own life, and one started eating the brain parts and making a necklace from bones, and was murdered by another. Okay, yeah, good bunch of lads. There we go. Michael Schaefer. I seen a loose man sell for 120 and a pop-up R2 sell for 190 within 30 minutes. Yeah, it is madness. It really is. It's pathetic. My favorite thrash band was Exodus. Favorite crossover band was I remember DRI. What was that? Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. But Exodus are awesome. Now Exodus, I think, was that Gary Holt's band before he joined Slayer. I think it was. That's insane, says Michael. I'd say SOD is my favorite crossover. Oh yeah, SOD. I tell you what though, the March of the SOD is in my top 3 riffs of all time. That is an absolute, so simple but so effective riff. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google or YouTube SOD, March of the SOD. That riff will kick you in the balls. Yeah, nuts. 8:30. So I was correct. So once we get to Thailand and I guess Western Australia, things start going in the other direction. That's interesting. Oh, God damn it. I keep missing that. I keep jumping comments. This is why hosting a live stream is so difficult. I can't be that far behind. Oh, shit, I am. So George is saying hi to Tony. I have 2 Von Erich Elites that Mattel made very early in the line. I am legitimately beginning to think you're at least a partial descendant of vampires, mate. Yeah. I mean, Tony is the guy that never seems to sleep. That's crazy. Hello, dude. Analog Toys. Bromide. Dean, you're a bloody legend, old lad. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Analog Toys. Hey, Tony. Yep. Morning coffee here. And Tony is laughing at Jim. Top wind, sir. Hey, Analog Toys. I'm just saying the evidence is starting to... Yeah, it is. But I'm so far behind this chat. This is... Okay. I am nowhere near the status of these other channels like Tony and Michael French. But I do understand the need to get someone on board to maybe help me with this because I'm so far behind and it's not good. Because by the time I get to these comments, the conversation has since moved on. I could either of the 18 million. Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, you learn from a legend there, Keith. I can see a thrash synth pop crossover song for sure. Check out a band called Gunship. Will do. Thank you. Can I play the cowbell? Of course. Always need more cowbell. What do you think of that Transformers band? I think, did Retroblasting promote them at one time? I do remember seeing a band wearing cardboard costumes like Transformers. By all means, I refuse to mount a cowbell on my kit. So Jim, do you play drums? Is that what I'm gathering from this? You can compose a theme song for your channel. Well, I already did, which is the most simple. That was actually not that it's any good, but anytime you hear music on my channel, it's stuff that I've just made myself to avoid the whole copyright thing. I know you weren't asking me, but Cybertronic Spree only seem to be getting better and better. So Scott is saying, I found a new and working and complete 77 big loader without the box on US eBay for 22. So Scott actually sent me an email because on Tony's live stream, I referenced the Tommy big loader set. And Scott also sent me an email with a link to a video of someone else showing it in action. And it's such a wonderful 70s toy. I may need to go looking for that, actually. Michael says, the bass is more important to keeping the rhythm than the drummer, especially in, especially in jazz, because the drummer is all over the place. Bass really is one of the hardest things to mix, especially in high velocity stuff where there is a lower tuning involved. If you can pull it off, the result. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've tried to make my own metal songs. I do a bit of everything, but not particularly well. And mixing bass is the hardest thing ever. I'm definitely an opener myself. If I do get an original box that also gets displayed, toys were meant, of course they were meant to be opened. There's no question about that. Cool. I was asking anybody intentionally. Of course. Good evening. Oh, hello there. Demoy. Just, yes. I know. I agree, especially in jazz. In that genre, the drums are seasoning, whereas bass is the meat and potatoes everyone else revolves around. Yeah, that's very true. I used to live in Iowa. Wow. Is that where Slipknot are from? I'm sure it must be, because they had a song called Iowa, didn't they? Howdy, Tim Ward. My buddy owns a toy store in Lawton. Well, I hope you get good deals. Where in Iowa? Most songs nowadays wouldn't make the top 10 back in the day. Very true. Cedar Rapids. Nice. See, you got your band. Yeah. And Tim is saying hello to Bjorn. I hope I can get this caught up and I can maybe say some interesting stuff, or maybe just more blabble from this drunken mouth of mine. Hello. Keith is saying hello to Michael. Diorama. Ronnie James Diorama should be a YouTube channel name. Yeah, it's a great name. And Keith is saying hello to Tim Ward. Keith Knight, hello, good buddy. Only one Kenobi. I'll forgive you for burping outrageously once, 88, but twice. Well, you know, you got to accept that this has been a whole afternoon's event, and the effervescence does build to the point where it has to be released, and it may come out in the form of a big, disgusting burp. We can all accept that, can't we? Michael Schaefer, we need a singer though, matey. Yeah, singers are the hardest to find. And a pianist. Evelyn is a song. Yes, it is. I think I got there before I got to this comment, but I did have to look it up, so I do hang my head in shame. It's a great song, actually. Oh, there we go. So I'm not alone in that. I can tell you, maybe Melinda can sing. Dean, as you might know, I'm in a period of grieving a family loss. Of course, yes. Last night, post a few hours, I went and bought a Motu Fisto and felt better. No wonder if my choice for him was statement to you. Yeah, I can fully sympathize with that, Brendan. Yeah, that's terrible, terrible thing that you went through recently. It really was. Yeah, absolutely. Not yet. You know what? I just don't have enough hours in the day to do what I want to do. I was, for a period, watching an episode of Mask every night. And even that's now fallen by the wayside. I need to get back into that. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a good manager of time. The big divide in Ireland is, of course, in religion. Oh, Man United or Liverpool. Yeah. Oh, I just jumped again. Oh, God damn it. There's so many comments here. Anybody listen to Henry Rollins? Yeah. I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I have listened to Gary Holt funded Exodus, and I still remember, yes. So I was correct on that. Thanks, Matt. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm confident you'll find somehow. Yeah, this is so difficult. I did used to sing, but I sound like a fire in a pet shop. So I prefer to stand silent in the back with 4 strings. Yeah, I can relate to that. I'm sorry, Dean Ladd. I'm watching from the beginning, and I've just spat my beer out with your comment on spicy hand and not wanking tonight. Bloody hell. Yeah, well, I'm just honest. Raw fish or some seafood always good after a night on the bottle, or like us Kiwis do, have another one. Yeah. Ministry was sort of, yes. Ministry was like industrial. I wished I was a profession in the early part of the century. Yeah. RC was on the after show. I'm not understanding that, I'm afraid. Professional. Just listen to the March of SOD. You're right, good sir. What a slab of gold. Thank you. Yeah, an amazing riff. So simple, but so powerful. Had a bib, a bid on a Corgi Batman car with a red bat boat on the wheel hubcap. Hard to find. Lost it in the end. I like Buy It Now. Yeah, sometimes Buy It Now is much easier on the old heart. I just burp myself. You burp, I burp. We all burp. I'm thinking that I'm almost caught up. And as I get caught up, I might need to take a piss, which is rather unfortunate. Celtic or Rangers in Northern Ireland? I'm assuming Rangers reign supreme in Northern Ireland. The Transformers band, the Iconic Con after show. RC, sorry, that was a while back. Oh, okay. I haven't seen everything from Iconic Con. I haven't caught up with everything yet. Have to say a massive thank you for Icon. Yeah, I have to say a massive thank you as well to be part of that. When I began doing these all things 80s videos back in, it was April of 2019, I had no idea I'd be invited to be part of this. So we currently have 35 people watching. We did it, chat. See, Dean, you got this, mate. Yeah, I do got this. However, what I don't have is the ability to control my bladder. If I can just step away for 2 minutes, I will be right back. I hope it doesn't offend. You were a little tipsy. Oh, indeed, Michael, I was. Okay, I really do have to step away for 2 minutes. I will be right back. Hopefully you can all stay present and correct. So we have 32 right now. I'm going to be right back. Just going to drain the snake. I'm sorry. holy crap. That is so bad. I do apologize. I did this on Melinda's stream, and also Tony's stream the other day there. I had to slip off to the bathroom. And I guess as you get older, your bladder gets smaller or something. It's so embarrassing. But anyway, thank you for sticking with me. So where are we now? Oh, God damn it. I've lost the... Oh, here we go. It's not too bad this time. Dean, go for a piss, and then I can go for another beer. Win. Yeah, we all win. But I actually bought an extra beer with me so I wouldn't have to disappear to the fridge. Don't stress about responding to every comment. It's just like being the host of a party. You don't have to talk to every guest for every moment. Just engage with the people you can. Yeah, it's true. Although I am at the stage in this whole YouTube thing where I do feel obliged to acknowledge every comment that comes in, because I'm just some dude who's doing videos about stuff I love, and if people watch it, I do want to engage. I'm sorry, Mary, again, about sauces. Hammond's chop sauce is the dog's bollocks. Never heard of that. Would like to try it. Normal service will be resumed shortly. Grindhead, man, Dean is a fucking treasure. Oh, you know what? Coming from you, I really do appreciate that. This is also what blew my mind. Where, like I said earlier, I was just doing my little videos, and to have Michael French and Tony reach out to me was like, wow, really? These guys know me? And that was quite something. So I appreciate all the support. Excellently put, sir. Yeah. Anyone playing music melody in their head, waiting on Dean to come back. So I want to know what tune you played in your head. Bubbly, 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 bubbly. Yeah, that. I was making that sound in the bathroom, actually. Ribs are almost done. Yeah, we all love ribs. So tomorrow's Thai barbecue. So I've made the Mugung burger, which is the pork shrimp burger. And also, how about this for some irony? So in Thai language, pork is called moo. Now, if you're learning the language, you would think moo would be beef, as in cows go moo. But no, moo is pork. How bizarre is that? Anyway, and Bromide 01 is like, which if you remember back in school, when there was one kid dying to go to the restroom and the teacher said no, we'd all go psst in the hope that he would piss himself. Yes, SOD, fantastic, really is. Hey up, Connor. That's from Only One Kenobi. Only one. Okay. Only One Kenobi. Hey, Nick, bag any good? Yeah. So for those of us in America, in the UK was this massive Star Wars Expo type convention thing called Echo. And I was seeing on Twitter all these people getting together and meeting for the first time and buying some cool stuff. Very jealous, has to be said. Hopefully the world can get back to normal pretty soon and we can start doing these things again in America. Excuse me. And now a walk in the Black Forest. Da, 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 da. Drain the snake. Yes, indeed. That's a good way of putting it. Now, what was the other one? So you drain the snake. Was it drain the lizard? Is that the other one? Possibly. And we're back. Yes, we are. How much are you looking forward to Senjutsu's maiden new album? Did you like the writing on the wall? And what did you think of the animated music video? Okay, video was good. The song, I'm going to be honest and give it probably 5 out of 10. It just plodded along, and I'm thinking, okay, now it's going to pick up. Nope. Now it's going to pick up. Nope. Now it's going to, nope. It ended. It just did not excite me enough. and the whole sort of Celtic vibe to it did not do it for me, I'm afraid. However, in saying that, there have been many times Maiden's first single has not been indicative of the whole album, so I'm still hopeful it's going to be a good album, and I'm sure it will be, to be honest. So only one has a preliminary haul video filmed up in his hotel room. Now, the question is, are you in the hotel room with Tez doing a lot of unspeakable acts? That's what we all want to know. If it's a snake he's draining, he might be back for a while. Well, yeah, it was a reasonable size snake. I mean, it wasn't like a big black mamba or anything, but it was a reasonable size. You know, we got it drained. I'll be over for a snoop. Now, is that at the toys or something else? I mean, hey, what you guys do in your own time is your own business. Gojatron, hey, what's up? Live stream, yeah, completely out of the blue. So no need for an apology. Hello, 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 Mr. All Things Ages. I guess that was the autocorrect. How are you? I'm pretty good. How are you? And beef is oink. Yeah, you have to switch exactly. Beef. Oh, God damn it! I should know this in Thai, but I don't. Yeah, my brain is frazzled, so I do apologize for that. What's up, Dean? Name a few of your favorite metal bands. Right. So, all-time favorite band is a very hard question. However, I don't know how this angle's working. It's not really working at all. But obviously, Pantera. Pantera, to me, was the ultimate heavy band. There have been bands since Pantera that have played heavier sounding stuff, but to me, it's just been a complete mess. So for heaviness, Pantera. For precise picking and riffs that are very articulate, I'm going to say Megadeth. For just a classic sounding heavy metal, it's Iron Maiden. And for a very rounded type of metal, I will say Metallica. I still do have good memories of Anthrax, Slayer to an extent. Also, I love Wasp, believe it or not. I am a huge Wasp fan. Even Motley Crue I like. But yeah, Pantera, Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Wasp. Those are my bands. This is a big question. If you ever find yourself back in Blighty, we'll have to get together for a pint or three, Squire. Top man. Next to Scott, I'm a Yorkshireman. Same difference. I love you. Oh, thank you so much, Darren. Yeah. Excuse me. The sad thing is, when I was back in the UK, right this very time in 2019, I'd only just started All Things 80, so there weren't very many viewers. But yeah, if I could go back, I would love to meet up with all you guys. Although I'm still somewhat apprehensive about going back. Long story short, so my mom died in 2015. My dad died in 2019, which is why I was back. And basically, there were a number of reasons as to why it would not be practical to move back to the UK. And I ended up having to sell the family home. And so I don't have a base there any longer. Yes, it's set me up for the future, but it's still going to be very strange for me going back there, knowing that the place I grew up is no longer there for me. So I'm sure I will go back. Yeah, one day I would like to, but we'll see. This is from German Nightmare, 1976. Hail, Dean. Hail, chat. I'm an hour late to the party, but I've just rewound and I'm catching up with 1.5 speed now. So we sound like chipmunks, I guess. Hey, Will. That's why all things 80s is great. Real down to earth. Well, I hope I am. Like, I don't. Well, again, I go back to Michael French. Well, actually, I thought of this before he even mentioned it. But the one thing I hate on social media is this whole open mouth selfie with thumbs up. It makes me sick to see that. And when you watch those videos of people who are just kissing the asses of these big multi-million-dollar companies in the hopes of getting free stuff, that just turns me off. And funnily enough, I did see a comment on Tony's live stream where someone said Dean is the I forgot his name. God damn it. Oh shit, this is embarrassing. What's the guy that used to do Top Gear? Maybe I have to skip down here. Top Gear. Oh. Anyway, someone said Dean is the. I've got to look this up. I'm sorry. This is so bad. He's such an obvious twat as well. I can see him in my head, but wait a minute. I need to look up. I got to look up Tony's live stream because someone said I am this person of toy collecting, and I was offended at first, but then when I posted it on Twitter, I was reassured that it was actually a good thing. Man, how can I not remember this guy's name? Top Gear. No, not Richard Hammond. Jeramy Clarkson. I saw it there. So someone said Dean is the Jeramy Clarkson of toy collecting, and I thought, wait a minute, people think he's a twat. And then someone said, no. He speaks his mind, and he doesn't self-censor. I thought, wait a minute, okay. I am the Jeramy Clarkson of toy collecting. So I took that as a compliment. Number of the Beast is my favorite Maiden album. Just awesome when played at number 11. Oh yeah, it's a great album. However, for me, it suffers from the production in as much as, and this is going to be horrible to say, but Clive Burr's drumming did not do it for me. It was very loosey, and especially in Hallowed Be Thy Name, the tempo is just dragged down so much, whereas Nicka McBrain, when he plays those songs, it's like up to 11, yeah. It's being a busy time for live. Yeah, it is. There's too many of them, to be honest, but it's all a bit fun. Unspeakable Acts in Hotel Rooms. What are you on to? I'm just saying that it was suggested there may be some weird stuff going on at Echo. The Beatles are my favorite band. Yeah, I mean, I am not necessarily a fan, but I do appreciate what they did for music. Grindhead says, I adore Anthrax. Definitely love Pantera. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What about The Warriors of Genghis Khan by Bad News? Oh, yeah, Bad News. Now, did Bad News come out before or after Spinal Tap? I'd like to know. Monster Magnet were good, yeah. Clutch. Now, Clutch were, what was it, 10001 or something, I think. Do you collect any of the Iron Maiden Eddie figures? Absolutely, yeah. I did a whole video. I think I have them all. Well, I have them all minus a few of those blind bagged weird ones, but I think I have the whole set. Yeah, they are pretty cool, although they are pricey for what they are. These were the Super 7 reaction figures. They're not worth $18, that's for sure. There's a great documentary on Chris Holmes of Wasp. Oh, awesome. I'm going to watch that. Yeah, I knew they were making it. That scene on the decline of Western civilization part 2 was just iconic. Also tragic as well, but yeah, I'm going to watch that. I think you summed up the 80s perfectly. Yeah, they were extravagant. Vomit Man. Yep. Jeramy Clark. Oh, there we go. Jeramy Clarkson. Jeramy Clarkson. Oh, there we go. Everyone knew the twat I was compared to. So, what do you know? I reckon you'd kiss the arse of Oddbins if you were given the chance. What the heck? I reckon you'd kiss the. Is Oddbins a liquor store in the UK? I just want to make sure we're not on the wrong terms here, because I know that you have commented on other streams negatively about me. So let's just make sure we don't get off on the wrong footing here. 100 times Jeramy Clarkson. Awesome. Jeramy Clarkson. Richard Hammond, no. Chris Evans, no. Now, Chris Evans, that's not the Chris Evans I knew, who was a red-headed radio disc jockey who did, I think it was it TFI Friday in the UK on Channel 4? Excuse me. And there we go. This is the thing about, it keeps jumping. Okay. The Stig. No. An obvious twat. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think people say he's a twat, but he's actually someone who just speaks his mind, which may offend some people. Dean, I don't think you could underestimate just how much you've helped lots of people over the past couple of years with your great reviews and on it. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew. You see, this type of comment makes me feel fantastic. So thank you. So many twats these days. Neil Oliver, Lawrence Fox. I'm afraid I don't know those names. Not Jeremy, more James May. I don't know that one either. Your 80s chart versus current shit chart was, well, it may have been hilarious for you to watch, but my God, that was painful for me. The current chart is absolutely horrendous. Oh, terrible. Today is like a mini IC. Oh, mini Iconicon, yeah. Retroblasting Dean, and after this, Tony and Jim, yeah. So it came after Spinal Tap. Okay. And early 80s, right. Favorite film soundtrack? That's an interesting question, because I think I said on Wednesday with Tony, although I'm very much stuck in the 80s, I'm not someone who was big on movies, I'm afraid. I really don't have enough experience to answer this. The fact is, when I see a movie once, that's it, I'm done. I cannot sit through a movie knowing what happens next. So I don't actually watch a lot of movies, I'm afraid. Hey, Guy. Good to see you here. All things. Do you have the recent Decline of Western Civilization Blu-ray box set? It's brilliant on Shout Factory and Amazon. No, I haven't seen it since 1989 when it was shown on the BBC in the same series that they showed Napalm Death. And actually, if memory serves, the night they showed Napalm Death, I think they may have shown a Def Leppard special as well, but don't quote me on that. Just logged on while watching Return of the Living Dead, and you popped up. Look, yeah. Well, Keith Knight says, Dean, I have been lucky enough to have a few beers with Steve Harris and Adrian Smith back in the day. Ari is a huge fellow West Ham fan, so we talked. Yeah. Now, didn't Harry once sign as a youth form player for West Ham, and he was given the choice to turn pro or move on with Maiden, and he chose Maiden, which I think, in hindsight, was the better choice. I've seen the punk one, but not the metal one. Yeah, so there are two Decline of Western Civilizations. Yeah, the metal one was interesting. There was a lot of the whole glam rock thing, but then you had Dave Mustaine pouring his scour on that, which was kind of cool. Mate, I've had some shite news tonight, but being here a brilliant distraction. I raise a glass to you. Oh, sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you could be here and get some escape from the bad news you had. Bad news was 83 Spinal Tap. Oh, so Spinal Tap came after Bad News. Yeah, interesting. Thanks for the wonderful show. Are you going to review retro Mandalorian figures? Well, actually, I did a video, or in fact, it was a live stream explaining why my pre-order was cancelled. And I then re-pre-ordered, but I've since then been told that someone is going to send me a set. So once I get them, I will do a review, although it's probably a bit, too little too late because everyone's reviewed them. And this is why I really don't like new stuff, because, excuse me, is that there's always someone who gets them before they're released and they do their video and everyone watches that video. So once I get them, who's going to care what I have to say, But yeah, once I get them, I will do a review of those. I just watched repeats of Top of the Pops from you and me both. I think one of the best things I've seen in recent years is the story of Top of the Pops 19 Bah. And it's a documentary on every year going back to the 70s, I believe, and showing you what was currently in vogue in that year and what the bands were going through. They even go into as much as what the bands went through whilst in the Top of the Pop studio. It's a great series. And like you say, I love watching old Top of the Pops. And the funny thing is, watching it now, I'm seeing bands that I really did not enjoy back then, but seeing it now, like, holy shit, this is good music. And I have learned a whole lot about good songs that I did not appreciate then, but I now do appreciate. New to the stream, new to the channel, Dean. Thanks to Iconicon. Where are you based? Oh, I'm based in Brooklyn, New York, USA. I have the 18-inch Somewhere in Time Eddie. It's slightly damaged, missing the pistols, but it's still awesome, and I admire it on a regular basis. Yeah, that was a cool figure. I have I guess it's like 7-inch Somewhere in Time Eddie. Forrest Gump had a great soundtrack. Yeah, actually, I did see Forrest Gump once. I won't say where though. Hello. Miss you all things 80s. How are you doing today? Very good, thank you. I know that is the 90s. I'll send you a link to the Twitter on Twitter, mate. Worth a buy for sure. All right, thank you, Jim. Discovered you at the beginning of lockdown. Love the Dukes of Hazzard playsets vids. Has got me through these crazy times. Keep doing what you're doing. It's all good in the hood. Well, thank you so much. If you had to sell all your Mask figures and you could keep one, what would it be? That's a very good question. It wouldn't be Matt Tracker, that's for sure. I would keep Brad Turner. It was my first. I like it a lot. There are 3 Decline of Western Civilization docs. All 3 are great, but different in tone. So what's the third one? I knew there was the punk, there was the metal years. I don't know what the third one would be. And George stands corrected. Soda Cauldron. Have you been watching the Bad Batch? No. And I will openly admit this. I've not watched Clone Wars or Rebels or Bad Batch. I will at some point. Excuse me. However, I am... how do I say this? I was somewhat put off by the whole sequel trilogy. And for me, Star Wars will always be episodes 4, 5, and 6. So I've not gotten around to those yet. I will do. I mean, I have a big list of things to watch. Excuse me. For example, I'm currently getting my way through watching Mask again, which is proving to be tough going because, let's be honest, the storylines weren't the best, and Matt Tracker is such a goddamn pussy, and his sons Scott and T-Bob are highly annoying, but I'm going to plow through with that. I recently watched, or I should say rewatched, the first series of Transformers, and again, it was great as a kid. Watching it as an adult, it's like, not so sure. So I've got those to all watch. Masters of the Universe, I've not watched since a kid in the 80s. I want to watch those again before watching the new one. So I have a lot of viewing to catch up on, I'm afraid. Good morning, sir. Love your videos on retro Star Wars. Really brings out memories. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And keep up the great work. Speaking of Star Wars, what do you think of the upcoming HasLab Rancor? Are you excited about it? Nope, not in the slightest. I have no interest in supporting Hasbro with their Kickstarter style campaigns. I think it's pretty despicable that a company of that size has to resort to Kickstarter campaigns to produce something that they should be doing themselves and putting out to market. So I have no desire to support them in that. Your Muslim uncle, hail and hello to you, sir, and the chat. Oh my God, I was just feeling that about older music. I really enjoy the sound of it, and absolutely, there's something about those old songs. Now, going even further back, I had this sudden flashback because my mom used to listen to Radio 2 when I was a very young kid, and one of those bands was Dr. Hook, and they had a song called When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman. So I looked it up on YouTube recently, and just hearing that song again just brought back so many happy memories for me. And I highly encourage people, if you can just remember the name of a song or a line from a song when you were a kid, look it up, because when you play it, those memories just come flooding right back, and it's wonderful. Really is. I jumped again. Right. Talking of 18 inches, that's the size of Stonehenge and Spinal Tap. Yes, it was. It was wrongly dimensioned. There was a great BBC Arena documentary about heavy metal 30 years ago, taped off. Yep, that was also on the same series where they had Napalm Death, Slayer, Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses at the Roxy, and it was all hosted by Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Fantastic. Where did you see Forrest Gump? I've never seen it. Is it good? Well, actually, Okay, I'll tell you where I saw it. I saw it when I was locked up in the loony ward, and that's not a lie. It was all right. Soda Cauldron, haha. I fucking love that scene when it comes down. Yeah, the tiny Stonehenge comes down. I loved when Derek Smalls got stuck in that cocoon and his hand was like trapped outside. That was fantastic. Do you collect Action Force? Not yet, but I will get to it. I loved Action Force back in 1984 for a period of time. I didn't get the first wave. I did get the second wave. I did not collect Action Force when they became G.I. Joe. So my memory of Action Force is very specific, and I will collect those again for sure. Third one's about the homeless punk scene in LA, late 90s. It might be interesting, I guess. The Badger, that's a great doc. Have you watched the BBC documentary Synth Britannia? It's on you. Absolutely. Yes, I have watched that. It was fantastic. A lot of Phil Oakley from... Oh, God damn it. You were working in a waitress on a cocktail bar when I met you. Shit. Oh, God damn it. Don't You Want Me, Baby? Don't You Want Me? Oh. Oh, my God. Help me out. What the hell is that band's name? Don't You Want Me, Baby? How can I not remember this stuff? I'm just going to skip down the comments here. Human League, thank you. Yeah, Human League. They had Nick Rhodes from Duran Duran. Yeah, that was a great documentary. Loved it. Like it. Love the fact there's almost a burp in every video. James May wouldn't burp, so I'm wrong. Jeramy Clarkson. Ribs are done. Very good. Hope they're nice and moist. Glenn Michael's still alive? Awesome. Glad to hear it. He was a hero of my childhood. Wow. That is good news right there. Thanks, George. The instrumental. Most of our cartoons do not hold up. Did you have Space Giants? I don't recall that one. Don't bother with the new He-Man. Yeah, I've heard that. Instrumental music in yeah, you know what? I was going to make a video on this. There is one song they play with like a picked bass line. It's like fantastic. Love it. All twitchy and lit up. And yeah, Lemmy was the best. No, I was not a fan of Cream, but yeah, Ginger Baker was pretty awesome. Pet Shop Boys or Erasure? Ooh, that's a very good question because I was never a fan of either. Pet Shop Boys or Erasure? Ooh, I think I'm going to side with Pet Shop Boys, but it's all very close. What is? I'm not sure. I tried rewatching Quantum Leap when it came out on DVD a good few years back. I loved it when I was a kid, but I found it to be complete trash as an adult and couldn't finish the first. Yeah, that happens a lot when you go back to watch a childhood favorite. Sometimes it's better just to keep those memories. I sit my 2-year-old down each morning and watch 80s cartoons with them. They're all pretty hard to watch. Yeah, sadly, it is true. The Beatles was what my parents listened to. Yeah. I saw one about Doctor Hook. There we go. Doctor Hook had some great tunes. I grew up in the 70s and I live listening to that stuff. Yeah. Now, here's a question. What was better, the 70s or the 80s for music? That's a very tough one. Obviously, because I primarily grew up in the 80s. I'm going to side with the 80s, but the 70s had some fantastic pop songs. Both. Okay. At some point, I will send you some. Oh, thank you. Very kind. Human League, that's what I thought. Yeah. Dean. Some things we have in common, brother. I too have been shut in a loony ward. I am now a mental health counselor and peer support. Respect. Oh, well, oh yeah. And respect to you. Yeah. I guess it happens from time to time, and it's what you learn from that that gets you through. So absolute respect. Didn't forget you. Work sucks. Oi, Jeff. Hey, what's up? Maiden is the best. Saw them 11 times in the 90s. Yeah, I've lost count of the times I've seen Maiden. Never disappoints. Never. In fact, I would say Maiden are the most consistent band of all time. And there's Human League again. Human League. Yeah, everyone remembered Human League but me. Thoughts on Depeche Mode? Well, Depeche Mode, I never really listened to much in the 80s, but now I really do enjoy Depeche Mode. They are. Human League, and I always thought the song was a bit creepy lyric-wise. You better take me back or we will both be sorry. Yeah, that's quite a disturbing, excuse me, quite a disturbing lyric right there. 80s better for music, 70s better for movies, possibly. Andrew Bennett asks, Dean, what's the day job? Well, it's a very good question. So currently the day job is selling stuff on eBay because I walked away from a pretty decent job back in April of 2019. Either I walked away or I would have ended up killing somebody, or worse yet, myself again. And I've lived my life in such a way with my wife that I was able to take a break from that because I purposely made the choice. We have no children. I gave up my leased car. We have no pets. I live in a rented studio apartment, which is somewhat on a caretaker basis. So outgoings are not particularly high. So I'm able to do this and just do what's best for this because like I said, I was on the verge of killing someone or myself. So yeah, so right now I do reasonably well on eBay and I actually love it. I love the fact that I don't have to deal with arseholes every day. I'm in a position where I dictate what gets done as opposed to having some cocksucker tell me what to do, which was not a good position to be in. So that's where I am. And George liked Duran Duran. Well, I loved Duran Duran, still do. One of my favorite bands ever. I think the 80s was better for music, but the 70s has some. Yeah, of course they did. 70s was pretty good. Jeff, do you remember the band Kingdom Come? And your box. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I do remember Kingdom Come, but no songs come back to me immediately, I'm afraid. Iron Maiden or Judas Priest? Well, that is a really good question. And let me just tell you this. Let me take a sip first. I've always maintained that Iron Maiden were the better band, and I still believe that. However, Judas Priest are probably more aligned to my overall taste in metal, whereby they have that crunching guitar tone, the palm mute riffs, and especially when they had Ripper in the band, they were heavy as hell, and I absolutely loved it. It's a very hard thing to choose. I do choose Maiden, but Judas Priest are not far behind. 70s music, hands down. I was born in the 80s, but used to watch the sound of the 60s and 70s as a kid. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. 60s, 70s, and 80s had good, interesting music being produced. 90s, to an extent, had some pretty interesting stuff, but since then, it's been downhill ever since. Yeah. Chips is hilarious now. I streamed Metal Mickey the other day. Yeah, you know what? I've not watched Metal Mickey since I was a kid, and I imagine I probably would be disappointed too. I guess that's what happens. We all have mental health, but we don't all have good mental health. I'm not insane, and I have the hospital release papers to prove it. Yeah, I actually destroyed my papers. I didn't want to be reminded of that. Yeah, so, if anyone is suffering or concerned, I do have a playlist on my channel talking about the stuff I've been through. And yeah, I'm lucky to be alive, but I'm glad to be alive. But yeah, so if you are suffering, there is help out there, so don't be afraid to ask for that help. So Jason says he lived in New York for 2 years. The worst thing for me was a lack of choice in decent beer. I spent 2 years drinking a Polliner. Yeah, there are many things wrong with living in New York City, let me tell you. Yeah, it's not all what it makes out to be. Let me put it that way. And that's laughing at Keith Knight. What's your eBay store name? I think it's major scale music, because I used to have a business where I would sell guitar components. Excuse me, I didn't actually change the name. I should probably change it because I'm now more action figures and whatnot. But yeah, major scale music. Watch Street Hawk on Forces TV here in the UK and discovered George Clooney was on it. Oh, interesting. I prefer Tears for Fears over Duran Duran, but Duran Duran is great. With Tears for Fears, that was essentially a duo, whereas Duran Duran was the complete rounded band. So many of the 80s acts were duos, but clearly they had help from other outside sources. So Tears for Fears, I do like. I'm not what you would call a fan, but I do respect them. Hi, all. Sorry I'm late since Iconic and I've subbed to so many channels. Can't keep up with them. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I do apologize because there are way too many live streams these days. I think it's, well, I know it is. It's a pretty easy cop-out. Rather than make a produced video, you just turn it on and blab away and people watch it. It's a pretty cheap way of making videos, I guess, and I'm guilty of that as much as anyone. Not effing wrong. 80s music is better remembered than 70s music thanks to MTV. Well, that's true as well. He likes Danzig, yeah. Danzig, although for me, the song Mother, I really hate that song, and that's the one song that always gets played. Downloaded Gary Newman's first 3 albums the other day. In these times, artists don't even get the second album to develop their sound. It's all about the cash, not the creativity. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about this instant hit. And Gary Newman, I love. I still remember as a kid watching him perform Cars on Top of the Pops and thinking, wow, this guy's kind of weird. And seeing him with all this hair now, like, wow, where did that wig come from? Maybe I need to get a Gary Newman wig because I'm losing hair like you wouldn't believe. So, does anyone listen to Poison Bell? Oh my God. Oh, that song is killer. I remember a few years back, I took my wife to see Motley Crue's final tour, although it's turned out it's no longer their final tour, but Alice Cooper was the opening act. And I said to her, when Alice Cooper plays, they have this one song that you're going to love. And of course, they played Poison, and she fucking loved it. And I'm like, what is it that makes this song so great? There was just something about the chord progression and the way the notes are picked over that chorus. That is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard, hands down. I love that song. Yeah, you and me both. There's some good modern. Yeah, I'm sure there is some, but I saw an old episode of the early 80s Runaround the other day. The guest band was Judas Priest doing Breaking the Law. Yeah, that is such a cheesy song. I bet everyone here already knows George Clooney was a handyman on The Facts of Life. I didn't know that. Back in the 70s, Coors Light was a huge thing to my relatives back east. They would buy a case every time they visited us in Colorado. Of course, it's from Colorado. Forces TV in the UK show Chips, the man from Atlantis, Sykes. Wow, that's pretty cool. Just coordinate back then. Oh, Aldine, we'll check out your videos on the subject. We were unwell, that's all. We are no different from anyone else. I'm very vocal about my issues. If it saves a life, then that's exactly what I said. If I can help one person, then my job is done. I am here completely unmedicated, showing that it can be done. I've been in some pretty dark places, but I got through it. And if anyone is struggling, just send me a message and I will talk to you as best I can. I guess it would have been just Coors. Yeah, it probably would have been Coors. That was the sort of beige can, I think. Cheers all. Okay, Jim, good seeing you here. Me too, just browsing it now. Okay. See you. What made you get back into collecting figures? Well, I may have given the impression that I only began collecting again a few years back, which is completely untrue. I've always collected something. It was just that seeing retroblasting made me realize how much I missed my Star Wars figures, and that got me back into Star Wars. But prior to that, I was always collecting something, whether it be the Batman from the Figures Toy Company or the Playmates Star Trek. Excuse me, I was always collecting something. Iconicon was Beezer. Hope it comes out. Yeah, I think it will be. Again, I'm watching slightly behind. Drain the lizard, or as they say in Yorkshire, pointing Peter the penis at the porcelain. Yeah, love your channel, and this is the best. Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Nerd time. D minor to F major. Yes. Catch up with you later. I didn't have to work tomorrow. Okay, George. Good seeing you. Thank you for stopping by. And if you say I'm getting pissed as a fart along with, yeah, well, yeah, clearly I am as well. I'm, as they say in was it Cockney rhyming slang, Brahms and Liszt. The Killers is the only modern band. I think they're pretty decent. Yeah, I love Alice Cooper. He played here in London in the 80s, and I was working at the gig when I was a policeman. What a fucking gig. I bought a t-shirt and tucked it in. Nice one. Gotta do what you gotta love. I got the art teaching position for K through 12 in my school. You gotta do what you love. Exactly. Hi from Oh, hello. Thank you for stopping by. All vintage lady. What do you want in here? We can make the deal. Okay. Contact me on the Facebook or Twitter. Frasier or Friends? Comedy scene. I hate Friends. Yeah, I preferred Frasier for sure. The chord progression in the Chorus of Poison is the same as the boys' choir when Gandalf falls down the pit in Moria. The problem with woke, yeah, that's a big problem. Modern day band, I like Ghost. My wife, oh, I love Ghost. I don't care what anyone says. I love Ghost. That to me is where things are heading. It's just it's such an old sound, but done in a modern way. And I don't care for the whole gimmick of the whole Papa and the makeup and stuff. I like the music. World made of cardboard. Though I do listen to 80s music and love it, my wife is the 70s and 80s music expert in the family. She knows who sang what, who wrote what and for whom, who did what. Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. When we were listening to music back then, we knew all the nuances about who wrote it, who sang it, who produced it. Whereas nowadays, it's all just some geek kind of computer making weird sounds. Delighted you're streaming live, by the way. Hope to get your music. Oh, thank you, Thailand. Thank you. New York will ultimately set the internal energy. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Hello, 88. The decline of modern music has prompted me to go back and find all the hundreds of great 70s and 80s songs I missed as a kid. Yeah, good for you. Rhyming slang is Dean's freestyle. What's the problem with woke? What do you mean? I'm going to be blunt here. This whole woke movement is not what the world needs. We need to get back to traditional values and just respecting each other, whether you be a different color or a different sex. Just respect each other. There's no need for this whole woke culture, which is quite toxic, to be honest. What about those Poundland Transformers? They're fantastic. They really are. They are amazing to think that there are toys available to kids for £1 or $1. I love that fact. Got to go, but to finish, I have a stressful job as a head of our Williams F1 driving home. Oh, well, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. King gizzards infest the rat's nest. They nail the 80s thrash sound. No, I've not, but I will look those up. Back to you not having a base here in Blighty. If you ever need to touch base with Britain, you're always welcome here at my house. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dean, your channel is amazing and you offer help others whenever you can is admirable. Oh, again, thank you so much. What about those Poundland Transformers? They look great. Fat fingers hits. Right, okay. Oh, so we're caught up. All right. So we're 1 hour 50, and I'm almost fan of Megadeth. Ooh, let me think. Big fan of Megadeth. As it happens, I was playing Peace Cells earlier this morning when I was taking my shower. So yes, absolutely love Megadeth. And met them a bunch of times. However, the whole David Elfson thing has somewhat soured my opinion of Megadeth. What's this? So how is T-Bob your favorite mask figure doing? Oh my God. Still my least favorite figure. What's your favorite mask vehicle? Mine are Rhino and Piranha. Ooh, favorite is well, well, my favorite as a kid was Condor, but right now I'm really enjoying my Manta. Have you seen the Dollar Tree G.I. Joe or Motu? No, I've not. Sadly, there's no Dollar Tree around here, so I probably won't see them. Phil Collins or David Bowie? Ooh, ooh, ah, that's like that's a hard one for me because I really don't care for either. If I was forced, I would say Phil Collins. Do you like any cheap knockoff toys? I used to buy cheap Sergeant Rock figures. I've enjoyed the knockoff or G1 Transformers from China, if that counts. I see that Poison is a great. I agree that Poison is a great song. The whole album is great. I think KL was 13 or 14 when it came out, and AC/DC's Razor's Edge on the other side. Yeah, oh, that was a great time in music. By the way, I've now switched to double speed. I'm only 7 minutes behind. We all love T-Bob. What's wrong with the most helpful friend the boy could have? Oh my God. Well, actually, T-Bob was better than Scott. Let's put it that way. Better than that. I have had the privilege of meeting and talking with Dave Mustaine 4 times. I met the rest of the band by accident while eating in Johnny Rockets. Yeah, I mean, I got to say, the whole of Megadeth are always like really good guys. Very, very polite, well-educated people. It's just that once you've seen David Ellefson's sex tape, it's hard to see anything else when you listen to Megadeth. So, yeah. This one is a good Elvis every day of the week. I love Elvis. Absolutely. Was T-Bob more annoying than Arco or Snarf? Hi, good question, because honestly, the reason I'm saying T-Bob is so annoying is because it's Mask that I've watched to catch up on. I've not gotten to Masters of the Universe or Thundercats yet, which I will do because I did watch them as kids, but my mind is completely blank as far as they're concerned. It might be possible those are worse than T-Bob. Who knows? I really enjoy listening to Sleep Dope Smoker while driving long distance. You don't want to be sleeping when you're driving, but that's for sure. Oh my God, Dave or Phil? Neither. What? Dave all the way. I used to love Megadeth over Metallica. Yeah, I think a lot of people do prefer Megadeth over Metallica. And what's this one? Oops. Cheap but great toys are the new $1 toys of the Final Faction. Like, yeah, those look really fantastic. That's a great thing for kids these days. I love that. Love Alice Cooper's appearance in Wayne's World. Yep. Have you heard the controversy around the new He-Man series on Net? I have. However, I'm not getting involved in that. Before I watch the new series, I need to rewatch the original series, which I don't know when I'm going to get to that, but I'm pretty sure they probably have ruined it for a lot of old folks like me, but I'll give it a chance, put it that way. Wow. The Cure, or I can't even read that. I was never a big fan of The Cure, but having heard them recently, they're all right. And the fact He-Man isn't in it. Yeah, so I've heard. Like, what the hell is that? Awesome hearing your... Oh, you're welcome. I am 50 years old, lived in the UK all my life. The late 1980s were the end of a time where we had a sense of identity in this country. The internet, for all that it is good, has taken away that for it. Yep, yes, it has. It's all very sad. Has to be said. I'm not happy about it either. New He-Man looks to anime. Great question. Dean F is Flip, mate. Overlapping with another scheduled live stream, but this has been awesome, mate. Massive fan of your channel, and you, sir, you're a fucking legend. Love you. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. And we're coming up for the 2-hour mark, so I really do have to split because I'm about to lose battery power on this laptop, and I do need to use the restroom quite badly. Got another comment quickly. Nah, Sleep is the band's name, and since you like a good bass line, they come to mind. All right, thank you. I will check them out for sure. So that was very much fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Although I just spent the time reading out questions and answering, I guess that's a decent format. Maybe next time when I go live, I'll have a set schedule to talk about something. Before I go, just got a couple more in. Great channel, love it. Oh, well, thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Well, thank you. Great show. Enjoy your pish. Yeah, I love talking pish. Oh my God, there's more. Is there a fan edit of Mask? They cut out the big and the rope. Yeah, that would be good if they did that, actually. Thanks, Dean. Always a pleasure. Oh, thank you. That was awesome. Well, thank you all. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you had fun. I had fun doing this. Like I said, next time I'll maybe have more of a schedule in place so that we can have a topic to discuss. This was all very random, and it was all a bit haphazard. And of course, I took my bathroom break, which is very unprofessional. But thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for more great videos. Can I say great? Maybe not, but more videos from All Things 80s. Fuck, there's more comments. Hang on. New to your channel. Thanks for, well, thank you for tuning in. TV baby, awesome. Have a good one. Okay, I'm going to go now. So thank you all. No more comments, please. Save it for next time, and see you on the next video looking at all things 80s.